Oh man, so Bitcoin is back below $40,000, just wicking under it as we speak. Bitcoin is down almost 3% today. FANTOM holding up pretty well relatively, down 2.8% at the time recording this video. We're also going to take a quick look at ApeCoin, which is down almost 9%. Luna down 7%. What is going on? Are we heading down? We've got a lot to cover off in this video, so make sure you stay tuned till the very end. I'm also going to share with you this one piece of news which is going to be huge for FANTOM, and it wasn't something which was surprising, but now that it's happened, this could be huge if FANTOM can take advantage of this. So make sure you stay tuned to the very end. Hit up the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. These videos are brought to you by myself. Yes, our very own course member live stream, guys. Get yourself set up. Ijaz.uk/member. We'll do technical analysis. We'll do chart patterns and a whole lot more. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to get straight into the charts. And as you can see, FANTOM was initially trying to bounce. You can see here at the 116 level. We're now still at that level, but now we're heading back down to the downside. We're going to come back onto the FANTOM chart, but first, we've got to take a quick look at Bitcoin because the market is following Bitcoin and Bitcoin is following the wider market. So having said that, let's look at the wider market. And the wider market here in the US is having a bit of a down day here today on Thursday. Okay, you can see the Dow Jones is flat. You've got the S&P down 0.65 and 1.5% down on the Nasdaq as markets start to now get a bit concerned about the mixed bag of earnings which we've seen so far this week. So yesterday we had Goldman Sachs who delivered a beat. We had Morgan Stanley, the bank, delivered a beat. You also had Citigroup delivered a beat. Next week we've got Netflix and Tesla. We had some misses on Wells Fargo, and JP Morgan showed a few things which are worrying the markets. And so that's what the market is concerned about right now. It's worried about the earnings, and you can see crypto is just correlating itself with the Nasdaq, having a big red day now after initially holding up fairly well. If we head on over to the hourly chart, you'll see that it just started curling over. So we had a nice big bounce here, which everybody celebrated, this bounce off this level here at about 39,600, but then it just curled over. It just created a rounded top and it just curled over here on the hourly and threw us back down. Now, the good news here on Bitcoin, or the level we need to hold, is we just need to hold higher lows here. So that's what we got to watch out for. As long as we can rotate before this low, if we can rotate where we're at now and get a bounce and post a higher high, we can start creating a reversal pattern. If you guys don't understand the various different types of reversal patterns from a TA perspective, I've just posted a video a couple of hours ago explaining the top 5 reversal patterns in crypto. Go watch that video. I'll also link it up here for you guys to go check out. But that's what we need to do to start digging ourselves out of this rut. Now, where things start to get a bit nasty again back to the downside is if we lose this level at 39,000, roughly 200. This yellow line here. If we fall below there, and therefore we've nullified these lows, then things will continue in a downward trend. Now, just to add to a little bit of the qualms, if I show you the 4-hourly chart here with the EMA ribbon, you will see make no qualms about it. We're in a super downward trend still. Yes, that pump may have given us a little bit of hope, but as you can see, guys, that pump just took us straight to the EMA ribbon, just the first 2 lines of the EMA ribbon, and we curled over and threw it back up again. So we're in a super, the bears are in super control right now. Make no mistake about it. Even these brief rallies, as you can see here, as I mentioned, let me just get that brush back. As you can see, this was just a consolidation, bear flag, consolidation, back down again. We were worried this was going to be a consolidation, and yeah, it's starting to be that. We're getting thrown back down to the downside. In order to nullify this pattern, we've really got to work our way beyond 41,659 and really start penetrating through this EMA ribbon, really deep into it. Then we can move to the upside. That's what we're looking out for. Now, FANTOM is holding up relatively okay here due to versus Bitcoin. But as we're saying that, you can see FANTOM is red candlesticking here to the downside. Very similar pattern, right? So if you're looking here at the hourly, let's remove this EMA ribbon. Same thing. We're kind of, ever since we broke out from this wedge, you can see it's just been more downside risk. And if we go back to the 4-hourly chart, what you'll see is, remember we said this was the bear flag which we were forming. So we entered this flag here and we knew we broke out to the downside. Now our price target sat all the way lower than 96 cents here, where we have a support line at 96 cents. But we're starting to hold at this 116 level. If we don't, the worrying sign is we will start to head to these levels. If Bitcoin breaks the level which I just shared with you, below 39,200, you will start to see our altcoins move. If you want to see more proof of that, look at the fear and greed index sitting at 28. Okay, there is fear in the market right now. People are fearful, and if you break below 39,200, fear ingredient's going to go to low 20s. It's going to go into 18, 19 sort of territory. Okay, to give you a clue, you've got something like ApeCoin down 9%. Initially, it looked like you were getting the breakout. Well, you did get a breakout here on ApeCoin. You got the retest of the long-term trend line, and a nice move to the upside. So if you traded this, it would have been a lovely trade here. But you can see you're getting rejected by this pivot point here on ApeCoin. That's where you're getting rejected, and you can see that's moving downside. Obviously, it's just following the wider market in terms of Bitcoin, but you can see that things are moving back into risk off. You've got something like Cadena down 6%, and you've got even Luna down 7%. And this is a big one, guys. This Luna, this is why it's so important. If you go back and watch my videos, I made a specific video when Luna was right at the high here at 120, just touching $120 here on Luna. And so many people were messaging me with green candle disease. I need to buy, I need to buy, I need to buy. When's a good point to buy? And I said, wait, there's always a pullback. Even on super hot projects like Luna, there will always be a pullback. And so, you know, you could start nibbling here at 100, 105, 106, but then you saw we broke below 100, which was fantastic because we broke the long-term trend. So if any of you guys wanted to buy the dip, this is your opportunity, right? And now is where it tests your conviction. Are you buying now at $80 when you were trying to buy at 120? That's a big difference, guys. Okay, a very big difference there. You're at 75% of the price. This is a big retracement, and now you need to test your conviction. If we go to the daily chart, you can see this is a pretty decent calling off here by Luna. And if we bring out the EMA ribbon, you can see this is now bearish on its EMA ribbon. So this is a more than expected move to the downside. You would have expected a normal retracement coming down to 95, 96. Even you could argue at low 90s in 91, 92, but for it to come down to 80 shows that the market is quite bearish right now. The bears are in control, and it's a downward trend. Right, so enough of these boring negative charts. We've spoken plenty of times about what we need to do. We need to identify when these things are pulling back, and we need to add to our high conviction plays. We don't need to speak about that anymore. But what I do want to share with you is one positive thing for Phantom. And what that is the following. Yep, you guys have heard about it. ETH 2.0 has been delayed again. So this was expected in June. And guys, if any of you are watching my videos at the end of 2021, when I was in Dubai on a bit of a break, I was constantly saying that this is not, ETH 2.0 is not going to be on time. They're notorious for it. It's a very challenging, difficult project. There's no way it's going to be on time. And lead developer Tim Bako has come out and said it's not going to be June. It's going to be a bit later. So we already know it's going to be, if they're lucky, it's going to be Q3 and maybe Q4. You could even argue it's going to be Q1, Q2, 2023. So we know there's a delay here. And this is going to be huge for Layer 1 solution. Because again, a Layer 1 solution, if you're Phantom now, you have from April to, let's say they do it in December time, right? You've got another 6, 7, 8 months to get a jump on Ethereum, to build your use cases, to get people tied into the Phantom ecosystem, using the products, getting their wallet set up, understanding how to use the ecosystem before Ethereum comes in with its 2.0. Now, don't forget, ETH 2.0 is just the merge of the beacon net with the mainnet. It's just changing from proof of work to proof of stake. That is not going to change the gas fees. It's not going to change the speed of the network. Congestion's still going to be there. The gas fees are still going to be there. That's not going to be resolved until you see the sharding and the roll-ups start to come through. And that, if this is delayed, the merged and change to proof of stake is going to be delayed. Those things are going to be delayed even further into the future. Okay, so this is a big thing here in the Layer 1 space, and it's really big for other up-and-coming Layer 1 solutions. So things like Cardano, things like Solana, even stable, those are what you class as larger cap Layer 1 solutions, but definitely things like Avalanche, Phantom, Algorand. They have more time, more opportunity to build their use cases, get users using their platform and used to it. So that way, when Ethereum comes, even then, people will be loyal to Phantom because they've already used it. They're earning DeFi. They're used to the projects on there. They're used to Beethoven, or they're used to Liquid Driver. They're used to using Tomb. They're used to using those platforms. Therefore, they won't consider moving over. So a great chance for all these Layer 1 solutions to build loyalty, to get more adoption, to use this as an opportunity to just get people into their ecosystem. Because right now, the pain point is still there. Ethereum is still congested and expensive. So people will be willing to look for solutions. That's how people are locking value in Avalanche, in Phantom, in projects, right? Because Ethereum is not fit for purpose. If you've got another 8 to 9, 10, maybe even a year from now, we might not see this merger happen. I know they're saying later in the year, but we've got to take this with a pinch of salt, right? They've done this before where they just extend another 3 months and extend another 3 months, and before you know it, you're at Q1 2023. So this is really good news for Phantom, really good news for other projects in the layer 1 space, because they get another opportunity to keep building their network. And this is really bad for Ethereum. It's not ideal at all. And I really don't envy Ethereum and the position they're in, because the position they're in right now is they're flying an aeroplane and they're trying to change the engine whilst at 30,000 feet. That is so crazy to do. You've got all these new layer 1 solutions coming out with perfect technology built on, you know, I mean, you look at Algorand built on pure proof of stake. You've got the Lachesis on ABFT on Phantom. I mean, they're coming out, these layer 1 solutions, using the best technology available, whereas Ethereum has always had the old tech. So they benefited from early movers advantage, and they're still the leading platform, right? No knocking Ethereum. I hold a good portion of my portfolio in Ethereum, and I continue to advise people to do the same, non-financial advice. But it's a really big challenge for them, trying to change across to proof of stake without messing up billions of dollars on the line, right? This is huge. They should take their time. They shouldn't rush it. But it does mean that each month they delay it is another month that layer 1 solutions can get people using their platform, teach them how to use Phantom, show them the great projects on Phantom. It's going to be better for the ecosystem. It gives them a chance to compete and to incubate. Because let's face it, all these projects are still miles away from the size of Ethereum, with or without gas fees. So there you go, guys. Some news on Phantom. Yes, the charts are a little bit boring today. Yes, the technical patterns are a little bit worrying to the downside. We're still trending to the downside. What we need to do is hold conviction, wait for the pullbacks, and buy. I know it's difficult. I know it's painful, but this is where we do our work. Trust me, when the bull run comes and the green comes in and everybody's FOMOing, you got a taster of that. Just recently, you got a taster of what that was like, and the fear and greed index was just at neutral. Can you imagine if you've not been around when it gets to pure greed? It's crazy. People are chasing Bitcoin at $69,000. People are chasing Solana up in the high 200s. People are chasing Luna at 120 at all-time highs. That's what happens. That's human nature. But it's really difficult to buy when it's red. It's really difficult, especially if you already bought the dip. This is why I advise you to nibble. Never go all in. If you've got $10,000 to allocate or you've got $1,000 to allocate, never go all in. Go with little chunks, little bites. That way, if it falls a little bit more, you've got a little bit more to go at. The other thing you want to do, which we were discussing with our course member lives on our live streams, is now is the time to focus on bringing more income to your investments, right? So we had this conversation again. If you want to join our course member live streams, click the link in the description, ijaz.uk/member, get yourself signed up. But in essence, what we're saying is don't waste all your time in crypto trying to time the market. Instead, take those 3-4 hours a day you're wasting that bandwidth doing that and go find out how to get more income. How do I earn another $1,000? How do I earn another $2,000 here? How can I then put that back into my crypto? Go figure it out, because now is the time when every $1,000 you put into crypto could 3 to 4x when Bitcoin gets back running, right? So now's the time you really want to double down. You want to roll up your sleeves, have conviction in your highest place, and get to work when others are fearful. As always, guys, smash up the like button and subscribe if you appreciate this and you like my perspective. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.